When your company earns unlimited 2% cash back on all purchases with Capital One, that's serious business. So Stephen at SandCloud got a serious business card, the Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One.
We used our 2% cash back to help build our retail presence.
Savvy, Stephen.
And we get big purchasing power, so our business can spend more and earn more.
The Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/SparkCashPlus.
Welcome to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast, where we unlock the power within and navigate the journey of your self-discovery together. I'm Shaz, your spiritual mentor and life coach, here to help you tap into your inner guidance system and manifest your best life. Whether you're just beginning your spiritual journey or looking to deepen your practice, this podcast offers insights, techniques, and inspiration to elevate your consciousness and transform your reality. Get ready to shine your light and embrace your true potential. Remember, the answers are inside you. Let me be your guide on earth. Welcome back to the Spiritual Awakening podcast with Shaz. I'm your host, Shaz. Today we're going to have a lot of fun. I love teaching people how to awaken spiritually, and one of the best ways that you can learn how to communicate with your higher self and find clarity with your spirit guides and get messages from the universe is by tapping in and using different tools. I'm going to walk through some of the different tools that you can use and share with you my Develop Your Intuition Oracle cards. When we start to communicate with our higher selves, the first way that I started to really tune in and listen, because I am clairaudient, that is my strongest clair, is I like to do channeled writing or journaling with them. And in doing that, I would just sit down each night for a couple of months, diligently, every single night. I created a little altar space, a little space on the desk where I had my journal open, and I sat down and I lit 2 candles, one either side. I called in all the angels and the blessings and my guides, and I sat there and I asked them to come communicate with me. For the first couple of weeks, I'd get nothing. As you do. The first time you start communicating with your higher self and spirit guides, it's very, very quiet and it's very, very frustrating. But trust me, over time, intuition is like a muscle and it just becomes stronger and stronger. Now, at this stage when I started doing this, I'd already been reading tarot cards since I was 16, and I did this process of creating the deeper bond between my guides through meditation and communication in my 30s. So I'd already had a lot of connection because I'd also been connected with my spirit guides and the spirit world since I was 2 from my memories. It was probably all of my life. But in that, did I really trust what was coming through? No. So when you have doubts, just let it go. It's part of the process and it's quite normal because I did it too. But in order to build that bond and to really get clear of this communication between myself, my higher self, my spirit guides and the universe collective energy of the great guides out there, you had to create an opening in a doorway. So I like to do that through channeled writing. So every night, as I said, I'd sit there in my journal and I'd ask, what do I need to know today? Nothing. Silence. And I'd sit there pondering and going, come on, guys, talk to me. And I'd get frustrated. But what I had inside my head was incessant chatter of, I've got to go to the bank tomorrow. I've got to go and do this at work. And I'm really stressed over what happened at work today. My friend's worried about this. I'm having a fight with my mom. My brother said this to me. I had a falling out with my friend. And the infernal chatter of the 3D self, the bullshit, as we called it. You need to create quietness and space. And it wasn't until a beautiful teacher taught me a powerful tool that I'm going to share with you today that I stopped my overthinking, because I was a classic overthinker. I would ruminate about things over and over and over again. It drove me insane. So I can't imagine what I was doing to anybody else that I'd want to talk about the same stuff. But throughout it, I learned that I created a time and a space for that. So anytime any worries or stresses would come up, I'd sit there and go, no, you have to wait. In my mind, I created a magical box. I still have this box today. It is a beautiful box that's remnant of a gift that I was given off my beautiful cousin on her wedding day. And it's gold. And on top of it is beautiful pictures of angels. And it has my name on top. And every time I have a stress or a worry and I go, no, 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 you're going into the box. So I'd open the box, I'd put the thought in there and I'd close the lid. And I'll come back and I will work with you at 6:30 or 7:30 p.m. every single day. So no, 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 in the box. Negative thought, worry about this, a stress about tomorrow, in the box, a stress about, oh my God, am I going to get sick again? In the box, a stress about money, a stress about family, a stress about my partners, stress about my family, whatever, in the box, in the box, in the box. And then every night, diligently again, I would sit there and open the box. Half time when I opened the box, couldn't remember what the stresses and worries were because they weren't important. But the really important ones were there. So I would analyze them, take them out, sit with them, and work out what I needed to do with them. And usually over time, that same worry or that same stress that I would stress months and months and months about was shortened to days, even hours. And they'd rarely turn up the next day because I would forget what it was about. So these are trained processes where you can clear your mind. You can bubble them out. You can let the thought pop out of your head, bubble it up into beautiful pink love and send it off to the universe. There are many different methods. The box one worked for me. So after doing the box work and clearing the mind and having the peace and the infernal chatter, the itty bitty shitty committee, the little nuisance part of the ego that stopped me from progressing and kept me playing small, shut down, I would then ask, what do I need to know today? And words would flow. And in my journal, I would write, and at the very beginning, it was very neat in my handwriting, and I would sit there and go, oh, I'm just making this up. And then it would get faster and faster and faster and faster. And I would write and write and write and write. And towards the end, I couldn't actually read what I wrote because I went back to read it a few times. I still can't read my writing when I channel write. The good part about channel writing, in order to write it, you are processing it through the conscious mind because you can't write if you don't. Like I speak as I write. I speak as I read. Same sort of thing. It's up to you how you process it. So I would have lots of data on what do I need to know. And then I would ask, who are you? None of your business. Do you know how much that hurts when your guides go, it doesn't matter? But I like to know people. I like to know who I'm talking to. I had my main spirit guide, my Indian spirit guide that I've known about since I was 17 years old. It took me to 35 before he told me his name. To spirit, names are unimportant because it's only one version of their soul. My name in this life is Sharon. I don't actually like it. I call myself Shaz. As you can hear when I say it, doesn't sound right coming off the tongue. But my name is Shaz. Is my past version named Shaz? No. Is my higher self named Shaz? No. My higher self is actually named Peter. And it's a guy. So we hold names as entity. In actual fact, it's not. It's just a sub-label of who we are for that period of life. I have my power animal, and his name's Pip. I have my past life back when I was with Bastet, and it's a name that I can't pronounce. But she was a goddess, and she had a very interesting name, and I think it started with Z because it sounds very funny. But I've had a number of different lives, and we all had different names. So when you have your spirit guides, and they're not really telling you a name, they're not being disrespectful or just holding you away from them. They're not building that connection. Sometimes a name confuses the energy and it limits them to be small. My spirit guide, his name is Dark Shadow. Now, if you told me at 17 and when I wanted to be a light worker and everything, I was working with someone called Dark Shadow, that would confuse the hell out of me because I go, is he of the light or is he of the dark? And I don't want to work with darkness. I don't want to work with someone that has that energy. But Dark Shadow's purpose is to shine a light on the dark to remove and reduce the shadow. And it wasn't until I started doing shadow work at 35 that he finally told me his name. Irony there. Anyone get that? Right? I can be a slow learner. This is why I share this information to you now at 52, because I don't want you to go through the same suffering that I did. Dark shadow is powerful and is all about a dawn of a new day and leaving the shadow part of self behind to stand in the light. Because when you face the light, you don't see your shadow. You see your shadow when you look away from the light. Test it out. Go outside, stand and face the sun, and go and see if you have a shadow when you're facing the direction of the sun, not facing behind the sun. Face the direction of the sun and see if you can see your shadow. There isn't one. It's behind you. You can't see it. Sometimes it'll be the side of you, depending on the reflection in the clouds that are helping disperse it. Hold up a flame, a lighter, light it, look at the flame. There is no shadow in the light. Matches don't have a shadow. You see the stick. It's a test. Go and do it for yourself. All of this aspect taught me how to open up and become more aware of that connection, of that interaction with our guides. I work with many, many different people. I didn't realize that my main guide that I was communicating with, I knew it was an angel. Wasn't 100% sure it was Archangel Michael. I had so many interactions with him, but it took a long time to build the trust for him to fully show himself to me. And for that, I'm honored. But it took a lot of effort. This connection with our higher selves, our guides, and making this interaction work. For some people, don't get me wrong, it can be instantaneous, very easy, and it just opens up a channel and chatter that never stops. I didn't get that straight away. I always sort of had the chatter there, didn't understand it. But this true communion with your higher self to get the direction, to get the clarity, and this true communion of attuning to your guides takes practice. Whether it's channeled writing, meditation, stillness, mindfulness, it takes interaction practice. So it's up to you how much practice and effort you're willing to put into it. Another factor and another way that you can communicate with them every day is via oracle card. This is my Develop Your Intuition oracle deck. And in it, it was created with the connection of Archangel Michael to come forth and bring you single words with a few words to help you do it, to create clarity. So when I'm working with my oracle cards, I first knock on the cards to clear the energy of the people before, just to get rid of any negative energy. I stick crystals on it so it doesn't have to do it, but it's just to let go of what was before so that I can insert a new intent. And my intent is to ask, what do I need to know today? What does my audience need to know today? I'm going to draw for you 3 cards. And I will hold them up. And I want you to think, do you want card 1? Do you want card 2? Or do you want card 3? And then I'll share with you what the 3 cards are and the messages from the angels for them. The intent is, what do you need to know right now? What is that special message that is coming through just for you? And when I'm connecting and working with people and they want to build their own intuition and learn how to communicate with their guides, for we build this connection for yourself first. You don't automatically go out to read oracle cards or any other tool to read others first. It's always about self first. When you master the connection of understanding the messages for yourself, it makes it so much easier to understand messages for other people. Okay, so we have 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Which card do you need to know today? Card 1, one of my favorite cards, number 1 in the deck. Best part about it, and you see me shuffle, it fell out all by itself, is abundance. The best part about this is I'm highly abundant. I'm in a magical, beautiful place, and I feel this energy for everyone. Abundance is all around us. It is not just money. It is the sun shining today. It is the earth revolving around the sun. It is the grounding energy that we get from nature. It is the abundant energy of our loved ones. It's the roof over your head. When we focus and have gratitude for the beautiful abundance in all of our life, it shows us exactly who we are. For the perception that we have of our outside world, is my outside world truly abundant? Do I have everything? No, I don't. Do I have everything that I desire? Hell no. I have a vortex full of things that I want, and that's okay. But I am highly abundant. I have so much greatness. And the more you focus on what you have, the more the other stuff magnetizes you. It brings towards you everything that you desire when you're in that frequency of knowing what you already have now. That abundant energy that's out there for you, look around and see what abundance is there. And when you find that true appreciation, acknowledgement, and affinity with it, you will create so much more. I also feel this beautiful flow. I've had so much abundance in the last 24 hours. It's been fantastic. We are at a Crystal Fest this weekend, and it's amazing the amount of people that we come and talk to. And abundance is just interaction. I don't care whether they actually buy anything off me, have a reading with me, or anything like that. The abundance I get is just communicating with them and feeling their energy and the love and the excitement of the energy of the space. That's the perfect answer for abundance, okay? Abundance lies in everything. The more you acknowledge, the more you sit with it and notice, the more you will have. Card number 2 for those who pick card 2 is rebirth. This is such a powerful essence, and rebirth simply is letting go of the old you, letting go of the old patterns, letting go of the old pain, the old traumas, the old version of you. Sometimes it can be an ego death, and an ego death can be very, very hard to take because it's letting go of an old version of you that no longer aligns with who you are. And I feel that those who picked card 2 are at that phase of life where they are going through that ego death. Okay. Letting go of who we once were is very, very hard. It can be, you need to go through grief of that. You need to go through grief to let go of the people pleaser, the doormat, that person that doesn't stand up for themselves, that person that doesn't believe they are worthy of the greatness of the God-given earth that we live on. The death of that old version of you that is not enough, that is so playing small that you are ready to stand up and become and rebirth into that divine affinity of self. Rebirth is the energy for when we reawaken and connect back to true source energy. Rebirth also happens when we attract and bring in a new guide. It's about a relationship that you are going to build and become with that version and that entity that is going to work with you, that guide energy that's going to bring about the massive change for you. So for those of you who are, and I feel there's a lot of you receiving new guides because there's an abundance of them at the moment. A couple of my friends are getting brand new guides, and I've not long had a new one. This is something that is there for you to align and raise your affinity with, because you do have to become a different person to work with a different energy. Think about it. When you go and meet new friends, we all become slightly different people. Go and look at the versions of self of who you are in the relationships in your life. Who are you with your spouse? Who are you with your children? Who are you with your family members? Who are you with new friends? Who are you with your work colleagues? We all think that we have one personality and one version of self. No, we don't. We have multiple. And that's not a bad thing, because we do have to be different things to different people. I have friends where I'm the leader, I'm the guide, I'm the person that they come to for all the things, that I'm the nurturer. And then I have other friends who take care of me, who guide my way, who mother and nurture me. And we need that balance. We need those different interactions. We need that bond. And it's beautiful. It's up to you how to utilize that. And for those who drew card number 3, this card is health. Okay, and I feel that we're coming into winter in Australia and change of season, and it's gotten very cold in the last couple of weeks. Thank God we don't get as cold here as it does overseas. And I know I have a lot of overseas listeners, so I feel you in that cold. I don't do cold weather at all. So, but this change of season affects us, right? And it's how we take charge of our health. For me, health comes up to remind us that everything that happens to us, whether it's a cold, whether we bump our elbow, we trip over and sprain our ankle, all of these are signs and communication of our higher self with us. Last line of defense when your higher self is sick of knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door and trying to get your attention. And it's tried signs, it's tried symbols, it's tried sounds, it's tried messages from other people, it's tried intervention, it's tried music, it's tried TV, and you won't pay attention. Last line of defense, it will hit your health. It will hit your body. So pay attention to the signs in your body. There are some beautiful resources out there that I absolutely adore. Louise L. Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, The Body is the Barometer of the Soul by Annette Noontool, and Heal Your Body by Ina Segal. They are amazing references to help you understand the messages from your spirit guide in your body. As an empath, I feel all of the problems in my clients and myself in my body. So this ache and pain, I first ask, is it mine or is it somebody else's? What is that telling me? What does that mean? Because ultimately, it has a message for you. And I do feel that a couple of those people who have picked this health card are going through their own health struggles. And there's nothing worse when you have a health struggle and you go to the doctor and you get blood test after blood test and ask this and I'm having all these problems and they go, there's nothing wrong with you. There isn't actually anything wrong with you. Your health is in perfect order. It is your higher self who is at the end of their tether, pulling their hair out, screaming for attention that says, listen to me fucking now. So pay attention to that. Okay? If you have diagnoses that you can't get or you have symptoms of something that is not truly a health related and it hasn't manifested into the disease in the body, okay, learn from it. Many, many years ago when I was 20 something years old, I had glandular fever for 2 years, 18 months. I had it live. I went for tests and I told the doctor, I think I got glandular fever. No, you don't. No, you don't. And I had it and I was sick as a dog. I didn't know this knowledge that I have now back then. So I didn't understand to go and look up what glandular fever meant, what were the emotions carried about it, what were the problems associated with it. In hindsight, when I did, that was exactly what I was going through. I didn't have manifested disease in my body. I had all the symptoms, I had all the problems. I was sick and I could barely drag myself to work and I did it, but it was causing me major issues. And then 18 months later, I went back to the doctor and I said, I really think I've got glandular fever. And we did a blood test and the blood test come back and said that I'd already got the antibodies that defeated glandular fever. And she goes, no, you don't have it. You already have the antibodies for it. And I said, can we go back and look at my blood test from 18 months ago when I first asked you about it? And I didn't have them. So I had antibodies to defeat a disease that I technically didn't have because it never fully manifested within my body. It partially did because it does show up in the blood and the antibodies are there, but it never showed up live for me to deal with because that's how we try and deal with our health issues. We go looking for doctors and answers and want to take pills and panacea and things that we feel that will fix us. But trust me, everything that is health related has an underlying emotion. Heal the emotion, the pain, the trauma, the problem will go away. It is much better and easier to do this healing before permanent injury. But in saying that, if you have a diagnosis or a disease or a pain or a problem or a broken bone or a fusion of the spine or this or that, and you are suffering pain from it, no, we can't repair bone, but the human body has an amazing capacity to heal itself and regenerate many different things with assistance. If you do the inner work and you do the spiritual healing and you let go of the emotional trauma, whether it's from this life or past life or generational or processing it for other people, if you do the spiritual work, you will release the pain. It's amazing what it can do. It's up to you to step up, take control, and do what you need to do to bring it about into consciousness. So out of those 3 messages, what was important for you? Everyone, I hope you chose one. There are some of you who are going to need to know all 3, and that's okay. When you are working with oracle cards and building this relationship with your guides every single day, grab your deck of cards, knock on them, shuffle them, ask them, what do I need to know today? Draw 3 cards, write them in your journal. At the beginning of the day, 5 minutes is all it takes, right? And you can all spare 5 minutes in the morning. And if you say you can't wake up 5 minutes earlier, make it a priority and you watch the growth and elevation that you have. When you don't know what the words mean or you're not sure what it's about, tell a story with it. Trust the story that comes. Use it in a sentence. What does that mean for you? And then at the end of the day, I want you to come back and read your journal and see how it turned up for you in that day. What was the bump that you did? Did you bang your knee? Did you have a problem? Did you create a cough? Have you attracted a cold? Anything like that. Go and review how it showed up and write about that too. This is how you build that intuitive muscle. And intuition is like a muscle and you must exercise it for it to grow. You can do it with the different clairs. What is the vision that you've seen today? What are the colors that showed up? What are the signs, the symbols? What are the numbers that showed up? You could hear different things. What were the conversations that you heard? What was the message that somebody told you? What was the song that drew your attention when you're in no man's land? How did you suddenly hear lyrics out of nowhere? What were the smells that you smelled? What were the scents that caught your attention? What were the things that brought you out of the daydream? What were the feelings that you had? How did it make you feel when someone said or did something to you? Did you feel empathy or compassion for something someone else is going through? Or did you feel joyous and happy and spread that love? And how does it feel to offer kindness and compassion and do something for someone else? And what did you touch that day? What did it feel like to hold that pen or to play with that piece of wood or to build whatever you may be building? Utilize all your senses to gather that information and turn it into intuitive insights. There are no coincidences in life. We call it coincidence. It's actually synchronicity. It's alignment with the universe and your guides showing you through signs and symbols and messages and sounds exactly that you're on the right pathway and that you're aligned with where you're heading, that you're going in the right direction. So pay attention. All of the communication you have with spirit, 95% of it's subtle. If 5% is when you sit in meditation and you have that deep communication. 95% happens in the unconscious mind that we need to bring into conscious awareness. We live in unconscious. We go about our day on autopilot. Think about your morning routine. What do you do when you get up in the morning? Most people get up, go to the bathroom. Some have a shower in the morning or the evening, brush your teeth, do your hair, get dressed. You don't really think about any of that. You don't need to fully consciously be aware. You can do that in a half sleep state. When you are brought into conscious awareness and you are noticing exactly what is right in front of you in that moment, that's your higher self gathering your attention. Because trust me, most people drive to work or get to work without even thinking about the journey. They don't have to consciously sit there, I must turn on the blinker to do this. It happens automatically. We run on automaton. Awakening and tapping into intuition is getting ourselves out of automation. For that, we need to ground our energy. Have a grounding exercise in the morning. I ground my energy as I get out of bed by pushing on my knees and stomping on the way to the bathroom. It is how I draw my soul back into the body. I do a lot of astral travel work and astral projection on the sleep plane. So getting back into my physical body is important. And I can always tell when I'm really out of my body because I bump into the door frame every single time. And I go, oh, I've got to wake up. And I stomp my way into the bathroom doing what I have to do. Okay, grounding and being present is important. You'll notice how much you're unconscious by how many sort of mistakes that you make along the way. If you really think that you're living consciously, pay attention to the things that go wrong in your morning. This morning, I'm in a hurry trying to get some things done. I've knocked over a cup of water. Now, I could let that upset and interrupt me. And I've just gone, oh, well, we got wet. Move on. I don't need to allow something to disrupt me because I was in a hurry. The message was simply to slow down, breathe, and trust that it will be all okay. I've done what I needed to do. It's aligned exactly with what I want. And I'm here sharing this beautiful essence with you. As you feel into what you need, meditation becomes an important factor. It gets better over time. Meditation needs to be 3 minutes of quietening the mind. And as I said, when the nutty brain is going ahead, put everything in that box until you find stillness. And just sit in that stillness in the heart space. Let's do it together. Take a deep breath. Put your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in. Just hold it there for 4 seconds. Feel it entering the heart space and then let it out. Hold it again for another 4 seconds. Take another deep breath in through your nose. All the way into that heart space. Hold it there for 4 seconds and let it out through your mouth, this time with an audible sigh. If your body is deregulated and you feel overwhelmed and there's so much going on and you need to come back to mindfulness and stillness, 15 seconds of heart breath, 5 or 6 inhalations, that is all it takes to bring back that stillness. And the audible sigh is a great way for the body to somatically release blocked energy. It regulates the system. All of these tools, all of these processes that I'm teaching you take moments. You deserve these moments. Don't put pressure on yourself and say, I don't have time, it's too hard, it takes a lot of effort. I'm supposed to meditate for 3 hours a day. Don't be ridiculous. 5 minutes. And we all have 5 minutes. And if you don't, and you can't prioritize 5 minutes for yourself in your life, you need to reevaluate where you're at, because you will manifest disease and hardship for self. Fill your own cup first. Always give yourself that moment. And if time is a factor, just get up that little bit earlier. Not overly a morning person. I don't like to get up early. But I need my processes. I need the rituals that I have in place before I can function. I have an event that I'm going to today, and I've gotten in and come and recorded 2 episodes of the podcast because I needed to get them in. I'm going away for a couple of weeks, and I don't want to let every one of my listeners down. So I got up earlier, and I'm having a ball. We will adjust and do things that feel aligned with us easier when we go with the flow. It's up to you how you process your energy. It's up to you how you delve deep into who you are. They give you the gift of free will for you to make these choices. Please choose you. You totally deserve it. And when you do, you will have life-changing experiences that you will want to live in every single day. I love this vibrational frequency and energy that I commune with spirit. The consciousness that I have in life, the awareness of everything around me, I thrive on it, and you can too. Please, I would love it if you would reach out and tell me which card you chose. How did it align with you? If you have any questions, email me, comment on the podcast, wherever you're listening to. I will get all those answers. The easiest way to direct message me is come onto my Facebook page and send me a message. I love talking to listeners, and I've been receiving some beautiful comments back and some private messages from listeners. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope this episode resonates with you. Please take a moment to sit in that stillness, connect to your higher self, open up to your guides, and allow them to deliver the messages that you need to hear. Everything you need is already inside you, and you deserve the world. That is what we're here for. Thank you for listening. Until next time. Thanks for listening to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you don't miss an episode. You can also follow us on Facebook with the links below. Until next time, trust your intuition and let your spirit soar.
When your company earns unlimited 2% cash back on all purchases with Capital One, that's serious business. So Stephen at SandCloud got a serious business card, the Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One.
We used our 2% cash back to help build our retail presence.
Savvy, Stephen.
And we get big purchasing power, so our business can spend more and earn more.
The Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/SparkCashPlus.